Welcome to our trip to Meedhoo. We traveled here from Magudo by speedboat. The weather that day wasn't the best, and it didn't look too promising for the days we would be spending in Meedhoo either. It was still raining when we arrived, so I quickly grabbed the bouquet they gave me and ran inside a nearby restaurant. That's why we held our meeting with the council over hot cups of coffee, discussing which wall would be best for the mural. Later that day, we also held a session at Meedhoo School. The students were full of curiosity. We talked about art, the environment, and how creativity can inspire awareness. Afterward, we explored the island while the council team made some preparations on the wall for us to begin painting. Meedhoo is well known as a fishing island. In fact, it's one of the more famous fishing communities in the country, with over 30 fishing boats or donis belonging to the island alone. Unlike many other places where younger generations are moving away from fishing, here in Meedhoo almost every family still has at least one person who carries on this tradition, a livelihood our ancestors depended on for centuries as their main source of food and income. That's why we choose to bring our environmental message to life through the concept of a huge yellowfin tuna, directly connecting with the identity of the island. The mural location was perfect, a side wall of the main stage in Meedhoo, facing directly towards the harbor. Anyone arriving on the island would see it right away. It's impossible to miss. That night, while we were walking, the rain suddenly came pouring down. We took shelter on the stage under its roof, but since it was open on the sides, we were still getting soaked. By around 3 a.m., we decided to pack up and continue the next day. When we restarted, some students came along to help and watch us paint. A small crowd gathered too, curious and supportive. The people of Meedhoo were incredibly warm and friendly. Some even came over to invite us for coffee. It was so heartwarming. We walked throughout the day, taking a break at Maghrib prayer. Then returned after dinner, hoping to finish before it rained again. Unfortunately, we couldn't complete it that night either. Tired and a little drained, we decided to continue in the daylight. The next morning, the streets were still wet, and we were a little worried since the weather was slowing us down. No matter how bad it got, we would still need to travel to the next island, so we really hoped it would clear up soon. While Shazin added the final touches, let me tell you about the mural itself. We titled it Ma Kadu. The centerpiece is a majestic yellowfin tuna, an environmental species closely tied to the waters around us. Surrounding it, we portrayed the impact of ocean litter and waste. a sad reminder of how human carelessness affects marine life. Even though awareness is growing, it's heartbreaking to see how many still continue these harmful practices. Despite the rain and the challenges, we are so grateful to finally complete this mural.
Assuarang inyo maje warapura masikate tikuri ane visare aikonna mas tevigen nawas dia harumenge rashuge malamate enetira harumenge vanta gota passeri vanta gota gal dienetteri konna dia warapodu masikate kuppateri ekamattaga hama wara shukuru erivanti separata.
With thankful hearts, we say goodbye to Meedhoo, and now it's time to travel to our next island. Bye bye.